Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Practice Every Day. This is Kevin.
And I'm Jane. We are so happy to be here with you today, focusing on something super important, A1-B1 English speaking practice.
That's right, Jane. I was just thinking this morning, sometimes it feels like learning a new language is like learning to ride a bicycle. You have to start slow, right? Maybe just pedal a little, then a bit more?
Oh, absolutely! And sometimes you fall off, right? But you get back on. That's exactly how speaking English feels for many of our listeners at the A1-B1 level. It's about taking those first steps, or, I guess, those first words.
Totally. Speaking of first steps, how was your morning today, Jane? Did you have any interesting conversations?
My morning was good. Thanks, Kevin. Actually, I had a funny little moment. I was at the coffee shop and I wanted to order a specific type of coffee, a cold brew with oat milk and a tiny bit of vanilla syrup. It sounds simple, but I had to really think about the words to make sure the barista understood. It was a good little personal speaking practice.
Haha, I know that feeling, especially when you're adding all the extra details. It's a great example of real-life practice, though. And sometimes people feel shy to try. But that's exactly what we want to talk about today.
Yes, we want to help you feel confident. So what exactly do we mean by A1-B1 English speaking practice? Kevin, can you tell us a little bit about what those levels mean?
Sure. At the A1 level, you're just starting. You can understand and use very simple, everyday expressions. You can introduce yourself, ask and answer basic questions about your life, like, what's your name? Or, where are you from? It's all about survival English,
Right, and then A2 is when you can handle a little more. You can talk about things you like, your family, your job. You can have simple conversations in common situations, like shopping or asking for directions.
Exactly. And B1, that's where you start to feel more comfortable. You can understand the main points of clear standard input on familiar matters. You can produce simple connected text on topics that are familiar or of personal interest. You can describe experiences, events, dreams, hopes, and ambitions, and briefly give reasons and explanations for opinions and plans.
So, it's a journey, and today we want to give you some easy, practical tips to keep moving forward. Let's start with a really simple one. Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Oh, this is huge, Jane. I remember when I was learning Spanish, I was so scared to say something wrong. But my teacher always said, it's okay, people will still understand you. It's true, communication is more important than perfection.
Exactly. Think about children learning their first language. They make so many mistakes, but their parents understand and just help them learn. It's the same for you. Think of every mistake as a step closer to getting it right next time.
Okay, so tip number 1, embrace your mistakes. What's tip number 2, Jane?
My second tip is to start with simple daily phrases. Don't try to say a whole complicated sentence if you're not ready. Just focus on a few words, like good morning, thank you, how are you? These are your building blocks.
That's smart. Like when you meet someone new, just practicing, hello, my name is Kevin, and nice to meet you, is a great start. Don't worry about asking about their entire life story right away.
Exactly. Or even just saying, excuse me if you need to pass someone, or sorry if you bump into them. These are small, but they build confidence for bigger conversations.
Okay, simple daily phrases, got it. My third tip is to practice talking about your daily routine. This is something you do every single day, so you have lots of examples.
Oh, that's a brilliant one. Like you can say, I woke up at 7 a.m., then I brushed my teeth, I ate breakfast, toast and coffee. And you can do this in your head, or even better, out loud.
Exactly. You can talk about what you did yesterday. Yesterday, I went to the market. I bought some apples. Or what you will do tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will meet a friend for lunch. It uses simple past, present, and future tense, which are perfect for A1-B1.
And the beauty is, you can do this all by yourself. You don't need a partner. You're using real information about your life. It makes it relevant and easier to remember.
Yep, talking to yourself is totally okay for language learning. My next tip is to use questions and answers. Think of simple who, what, where, when, why, how questions.
Okay, can you give an example, Kevin, for our listeners to practice with?
Sure, Let's say you just finished reading a very short story or watching a small video. Ask yourself, what happened? Who was in the story? Where did it take place? When did it happen? Then try to answer these questions using simple English.
That's great because it forces you to form full sentences, even if they're short. What happened? The dog ran away. Simple, clear, and practicing your speaking muscles.
Exactly. Or even about your day. What did you eat for lunch? I ate a sandwich. Who did you talk to today? I talked to my mother. It makes it very concrete.
Okay, my next tip is to describe things around you. Look around your room right now. What do you see? Can you describe 3 things?
Oh, I like this one. I can say, I see a black microphone. It is on my desk. My desk is brown. Simple sentences, but it helps you use adjectives and nouns.
Yes, and you can say, I see a big window. The sky outside is blue, or I have a green plant. It is small. It's a great way to use basic vocabulary and practice sentence structure.
And you can do it anywhere. On the bus, at the park, in a store. Just silently or out loud if you're alone, describe what you see.
Another fantastic tip is to listen and repeat. This is often called shadowing. Listen to short English audio, like our podcast, or a simple video, and try to repeat what you hear immediately after the speaker.
Yes, shadowing is so powerful. It helps with pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. You're not just learning words, but how they sound together. Even if you don't understand every word, try to match the sound.
It's like singing along to a song. You might not know all the lyrics, but you try to match the tune and the speed. And you can do it with simple sentences first, then move to longer ones.
Absolutely. Okay, what about finding someone to practice with? Some people might feel a bit stuck if they don't have an English-speaking friend.
That's a very common challenge. My advice is, don't wait for the perfect partner. If you have a friend who is also learning English, practice with them. Even if you both make mistakes, you're practicing together. You can even correct each other in a friendly way.
Yes, absolutely. It's a supportive environment. And these days, there are so many online communities and apps where you can find language exchange partners. Even if it's just a 5-minute chat, it helps a lot.
Totally. Or, like we mentioned before, if you really don't have anyone, talk to yourself. Narrate your day. I am making dinner now. I am cutting vegetables. This is a red tomato. It sounds silly, but it works wonders for building fluency.
It really does. It keeps your English muscle working. You know, Jane, another thing that helps is to pick a topic you really like. If you love cooking, try to talk about your favorite recipes in English. If you like sports, talk about your favorite team.
That's a fantastic point. When you're interested in the topic, it's so much easier to find the words and feel motivated. It's not just practice, it's talking about something you genuinely care about.
Right. So instead of just practicing random sentences, try to use English for things you'd normally talk about in your native language, like, my favorite book is, or I want to travel to, because.
Perfect for B1 level practice too, explaining reasons and opinions. And don't forget to record yourself sometimes. It can be a little scary to listen to your own voice, but it's incredibly helpful. You can hear where you're strong and where you need a little more work.
Oh, that's a brilliant, somewhat uncomfortable tip, but so effective. It's like watching a video of your tennis swing to improve it. You see things you don't notice when you're just doing it.
Exactly. Just use your phone's voice recorder. Say a few sentences about your day, or answer one of the who, what, where questions we talked about, and then listen back. You'll be surprised at what you notice.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today for A1 B1 English speaking practice. To recap for our listeners.
First, don't be afraid to make mistakes. They are part of learning.
Second, start with simple daily phrases like good morning or thank you.
Third, practice talking about your daily routine, what you did, what you will do.
Fourth, use questions and answers. Who, what, where, when, why, how questions.
Fifth, describe things around you. Use simple nouns and adjectives.
Sixth, listen and repeat. Try shadowing short audio clips.
Seventh, find a speaking partner, even if it's a friend learning English too, or talk to yourself.
And eighth, talk about topics you love, and don't be afraid to record your voice to hear your progress.
That's a lot of great tips, Kevin. I hope our listeners feel more confident now to start or continue their speaking journey.
Me too. So for our listeners today, we have a question. What's one new English phrase or sentence you're going to try to use today? Let us know in the comments below.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you. And if you found this episode helpful, please remember to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who is also learning English.
It really helps us reach more people and continue creating these free lessons for you.
Thank you so much for joining us on English Practice Every Day. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember, every little bit counts.
That's all for today. We'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.